100. You talked about, I guess, your path now. Was there ever a turning point that you think led you to this path you're on at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, what would I say the turning point is? I mean, I wouldn't say there was a turning point because I'm me. But what I will say is that, like I was saying to like the question before, I became more consistent in one area of my life than another. Because man was around doing madness, and you know what I mean? Man's young, wicked, that's just what you do, innit? That's how you find your feet. You become a man when you ain't got a father in the house. You find your balls elsewhere, you get me? So it was kind of like it was a choice for me to stay consistent. And I was consistently doing two things and weighing up the pros and cons. I was getting more positive results from doing this thing than doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I said, right, let me invest more energy in this. And the more I did that, further I the bigger I got, basically. Do you know what I mean? And it just started working for me. So it isn't to say that man can't check certain things if something goes left, because that's who I've built myself to be. But it only makes sense for me to just continue doing the thing that gives me the most results. So it wasn't really a turning point. It was just more of like a realization of like, well, this is getting me the results. So let me just follow this, because this ain't really working out. And everyone that's doing this is getting negative results. So it was kind of like a choice more than a turning point. Because I've always been on the music, you know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to do that. So it was just a case of seeing results from it. And I was lucky enough to, implement certain skills that I've learned from just my normal life into that, and it worked for man. So that's, I guess that's what it. I hope that answers your question.
No, it did very, very much so. And that touching, I guess, on whatever those other distractions are. I'm not saying it's definitely the roads, but that's usually
being on the roads. Not focusing in school, not fucking, trying to, hustle and do the different things, because the mentality of the roads isn't a bad thing. It's just what man is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I swear, even Elon Musk said it, 95% of man that are on the roads have better skills than people that are in business today. Inventory, customer base, like it's real skills at the end of the day. You just got to apply it to something that is seen as okay, and then everybody wins at the end of the day.
100%. I was going to say as well, was there anything you learned, I guess, through that period?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just about understanding how society works, and then like, I was one of the first men out of my group to really go and start working corporately. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not talking like retail, like man was doing big sales jobs like in London Bridge, London, shit like that. And from there is where I really learned the skills of how to actually build a product. Like, because I was learning everything about creating a product, doing media in school and shit, but they weren't actually teaching man how to make money out of, okay, I've made a video, now what? They weren't giving man that information. They was just trying to, well, go and work for this person, or they was trying to still palm you off into the industry. Whereas like, I'm not here to be palmed off, I'm here to be the boss. What's wrong with you niggas? You think I'm paying all this money to be palmed off? Nah, G. I need the bag now. Like, tell me how I get the bag now. They weren't giving me that, so I went and done sales. That's when I started working in these big corporate companies, because I was at uni these times, still doing my thing, but now I'm more choosing this thing. And uni was probably the best 2 years of my life, bruv. That's when I really knew I am born to be pimp juice. That's when I knew. Yeah? I was the guy that they see in the movies, like, the jocks that get all the girls. Yeah, I was that guy. Fuck you mean? You can ask about, man, Brunel. You can do the checks. So
the receipts are there.
The receipts are there.
Jeez.
So I'm just like, all right, cool. That's why I was like, nah. So this is where I really kind of focused on it. Started getting the sales job. Started to understand how to build product, how to sell product, actually how to build a brand. And then I was always used to ask when I was working it, does this shit work with music? And I was like, yeah, we used to work with different record companies. Now we're working with like gas and electricity. So it's like more commission for us as companies. But I just took that on, like, I was like, my man, and don't be a menace, like, work my way up to the top, steal this blueprint, bro, and just rub everything blind. And that's pretty much what I did. Applied it to my music. Now everything I release is charting, bro. #1 bestseller every time I release, bro. You wouldn't know unless I told you, bro. Man's above certain names on iTunes. That's crazy. Above Dave Psychodrama, Digga D's Pyrex, fucking M Huncho's 48 Hours. All over these last 3 years, I've been releasing like a project a year, 4 tracks, no features, 1 EP. Man's hitting top 5 on iTunes charts, like hip hop charts, top 20 on R&B. And you wouldn't even know. And that's just because I'm applying an older strategy to a modern game and still getting results. So the old fashioned shit plus the new fashioned shit is where it's gonna take me into the next level, because I haven't even really touched the internet like that. But every time I does, it kind of sizzles, like, you get me? So I'm just focused on the groundwork. I've pretty much completed my groundwork, so now I'm stepping it onto the internet, so people that have met me on the street will probably see this and be like, yeah, he ain't capping. He was outside, he stopped me, I was on the way to
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Sick. Ah, man, covered a lot. What would you say, I guess, at this moment makes you different from other UK artists, or even artists out there in general?
1, I'm international, and 2, I'm completely independent. That's distribution and production, and I'm outside. That's the real difference. I'm outside. I'm on your local high street, your favorite train station. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, wherever people go, I'm outside, bro. And that's the difference, I think, between me and everybody else, is that I'm proactively promoting my music. Like, I'm not using a device. Priority of my shit ain't a device. It's just me proactively going out there and doing what hip hop culture requires you to do, which is speak to the people. Hip hop is the music for the people. If I'm not interacting with people, am I really doing hip hop? That's the question.
Sick.